see the end of it, but luckily she comes around. It isn't what she
Hey, what's up, hockey fans? This is the one and only Mark Spencer, back again, folks. NHL review. It's been something I've loved. And now, as the season opens up today in North America, it opened up in Europe last week. It was awesome. Watching Ottawa Senators and Pittsburgh Penguins, and watching the New York Rangers and Tampa Bay Lightning especially. And now I'm back again, folks. Now here I got my preview book. I just want to show you something, folks. Yeah, here's Roberto Luongo. Luongo is one of the great goalkeepers in all the world. So this year he's a captain for the Vancouver Canucks. For the first time in about 47 years, we have a captain as a goalie. I think this has happened in a long time, but that's what happens, you know, and that's what's going to happen. Now we're going to take a look at the preview for the season, and where I look at it, I'm going to go through all 30 teams. This is a two-part series in NHL Review, Part 16. Okay, so this is what it's all about. Season preview. Now we start. Wait, we start this preview off right now. Okay, here it is. Okay, now we look at the Atlanta Thrashers. Well, with the Atlanta Thrashers this year, we're looking at Zach Bogosian. This is a guy they drafted in the 2008 entry draft. Bogosian is a tough-nosed defenseman. Loves to play physical. Now, here's a guy that, you know, if he's playing hard, he's working hard, he's doing what he has to do, knows what he has to do out there, he's going to be tough. He's going to be tough to play against. And, you know, for the life of me, I mean, defense is tough to play in any sport. And they think defense in the NHL is the toughest. And I think the one thing that kid can take from me is just has to be confident. That's what it's all about. You have to be confident and believe in your ability. Go out there, try your best, do what you got to do. You'll be fine. I mean, defense is hard. I know it's hard. I play defense. I mean, I only play foot hockey. It makes no sense. I'm no professional, but defense is a very, very tough position. And for anyone in the NHL learning how to play defense, it's not going to be easy. This rookie's going to go through tough times. With the Atlanta Thrashers, we're looking at Ilya Kovalchuk. I mean, Ilya Kovalchuk is a tough-nosed player. Here's a guy that has scored many goals in his career. He's going to be dependent on if the Atlanta Thrashers are going to have a decent year. When you look at the other team in town, the Atlanta Hawks, you got to think the Atlanta Thrashers got to at least do something good for this Atlanta, you know, city, a team in Georgia. You know, they have to do something, make something happen, make the playoffs. And that's what the fans want. You know, just do what the Hawks did last year, make the playoffs. I think that's all that what they would want from you. That's all they would ask. Just make the playoffs. So now we move on to another team in the Southeast Division, the Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, the Tampa Bay Lightning, for me, are a team that have their ups and downs. The way I look at Tampa Bay is it's going to be up to Vincent Lecavalier. I mean, the captain of this team now, once again. He hasn't been a captain for a long time, and it's good to see him back as a captain. It's good to see, you know, they got some new ownership, brought in some new players like Steven Stamkos in the draft Steven Stamkos, signing, bringing back Vinny Prospero. There's a whole whack of stuff that's going on with this Tampa Bay Lightning franchise. They've got rid of their coach, John Tortorella, replacing him with Barry Melrose, one of my favorite coaches of all time. I can remember, you know, the old mullet, and it looks like the mullet's still there. You know, Barry Melrose back in L.A., the superstar himself, and it's just good to see him back in hockey. I mean, hockey's really missed a great person like Barry Melrose for a long time. He's worked for ESPN for a long, long time, and there's no doubt in my mind he's one of the type of coaches that every player would love to play for because he's a good person, no doubt about it. And a few other players on this team may step up this year. It has to be Martin St. Louis. St. Louis hasn't really scored the type of goals that you expect from him. He had 30-plus last season. He needs to pick up his production. He needs to pick up the intensity. I think with Martin St. Louis is all about the confidence. And, in life, it's all about confidence. And he needs to find it this year. He's going to be playing with Vaclav Prospel this year. And maybe Vinny sometimes, but he's going to have to really pick up the production. And with Stamkos, that just gives him a breath of air. And a few other legendary forwards on this team. Gary Roberts. Here's another great player. And Mark Recchi. These guys are going to bring a lot of pedigree, bring a lot of toughness, bring a lot of experience to this team, to this lot. And I believe it should be pretty amazing. So now, we move down in the Southeast Division. Okay. The Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes, for me, led by Eric Staal, are another team that the league, even the sport, needs to have a good year. They traded off Eric Cole in the offseason to the Edmonton Oilers. That was a big-time move. No doubt about it. Jim Rutherford being one of the best general managers in all the NHL. I felt he'd be the Toronto Maple Leafs general manager by now, but I think he loves it in Carolina. It's a perfect situation for him. So now, with his team suffering some major injuries for Justin Williams, he's out for the season with a torn ACL and MCL. Now it's going to be up to the leaders on this team, like Scott Walker. He just got injured. He's out for another 6 weeks. I guess a wrist injury. He just had some surgery done to it. So, it's going to be up to those guys with leadership. Scott Walker, Eric Staal, So these guys are going to have to come together and try to produce. Samsonov came there last year in the trade deadline, and he's been nothing but a success for this franchise. No doubt about it. I think Samsonov's going to have another great year for the Carolina Hurricanes. If the Carolina Hurricanes are going to make the playoffs and maybe take a run at the Stanley Cup, Cam Ward's got to stand on his head. His defense is going to have to step it up. There's no doubt in my mind that when you're talking about defense, you have to play defense. And for the life of me, I want to see Carolina's defense play some defense. And they need to go sign a defenseman. And the guy they should go sign right now is a Brian Berard. Or even a Brett Hedican. Bring him back. No one signed him yet. So there's even Keith Carney out there. He got released. There's a few other guys. Even Kevin Adams, he's another guy who was part of that Stanley Cup run for the Carolina Hurricanes as a center. But, give him an opportunity. So now, to finish off the Southeast Division, we were going to take a look at the Washington Capitals. This is Washington Capitals. Oh, I can't get these teams organized, so man, my memory's pretty bad for these type of events. Well, folks, that's it for the Southeast Division. With the Washington Capitals, I feel they're going to be an awesome team this year. Alexander Ovechkin's going to have another explosion of a year. He's going to score another 50 goals. He's going to get about 80 assists. He's gonna be awesome. I think he's gonna dominate this year with Fedorov coming back. You have him and the rest of the gang. Nylander there. They're going to be an offensive juggernaut. The league's going to love it. The fans are going to love it. I'm going to love it. And I can't wait till the Capitals come to town, because they're going to be a fun team to watch if they come down to Vancouver. I guess they're not coming to Vancouver this year, so whatever. I'm going to watch it on the old tube like the rest of you guys. So that's my first part of the NHL review, part 16, part 1 of this, NHL season preview. So we'll see you in part 2, folks. This is the one and only Mark Spencer. We'll see you next time, folks, on the NHL. See you, everyone.
I covered up consciousness. I saw myself broken down till nothing more was left. She saw the symptoms right away and spoke to me